Welcome everyone, Mayor Maddox here, going our city review this week, and we're going to focus on our committee meeting last night, kind of go over the details of what we discussed, what we talked about, so you can kind of be informed on what's going on around the city. First of all, I'd like to start with, we had a person from Northwest Arkansas brand come speak to the council, and this was about just updating our city logo and colors and that type of thing. And what we've had is we've had so many different logos and options, and nothing matches across the board from several different administrations, different options, and we're just trying to get something that just looks the same across the board. So they discussed that and kind of showed the council kind of what we're looking at and where we're thinking about heading with that. We also had a special council meeting, did a rezoning, a couple of bank accounts that we needed one for a grant and one for our water department. And then we went into the normal committee of new business. And with that new business, we looked at a library ordinance for surplusing our books, which will come up at the next meeting. In fact, all this stuff will come up at our next meeting to be voted on at the actual council meeting. What the committee meeting does is it's kind of your work session where we all just work together, look at everything, kind of come up with ideas and options, stuff that's presented before the committee, and then the council votes on that at the actual council meeting. So we looked at that, and then lights at Pop Alum soccer fields. We're still working on that. We've got the umpires already been talked to, and we've got all that in the works. And then as soon as we get the poles up, then we can actually get the lights done. Hopefully by the end of the year, but we'll see with all the storms and everything. Everything's gotten moved off, but we are working on it. Hopefully we'll get those lights up as soon as we possibly can. Shed ordinance. We're looking at a shed ordinance just to make sure that the number of sheds in someone's yard, the proper setbacks and everything like that is used the way it should be to keep our city looking nice and just make sure everybody follows the same rules. Also, emergency road cleanup. We discussed about how much it costs to do that, and we're looking at just under probably 20,000. We're over 15, just under 20. We're waiting to get all the rest of that in. We will have that, and we'll know the exact amount by the council meeting on the cost of all the cleanup, which is coming in pretty good considering the amount of trees and roads and everything we had actually down. Lagoon update. This is a biggie, and back in 2015 we contracted with an engineering company to finish the last lagoon, to get it all cleaned up and back in order, and it did not work as it should. The group that was doing it, that the engineering company bid with, and then the manufacturer that made it, and then the bonding company, the outcome that was needed was not done with the fixes and repairs they did, and so that they've been going back and forth with their insurances and everything, and the city's finally had to bring in an attorney for our side, and so they are going back and forth with that with the bonding company. And there's a lot of finger pointing from the manufacturer to the person who did it, back to the engineering company. But either way, the city spent about $250,000 that it's our responsibility to make sure that your taxpayer money is spent properly, and so we've had to hire an attorney for that, and they have filed a suit to ensure that the city's money is gotten back to us. So we'll let you know how that turns out. It should be in our favor, but we'll see how everything goes on that. Also, a trail system update. So on the trail system update, we've got two different trail systems going on at the same time. One is a donation, which will come from El Paso, 2nd Street Southwest, and is going along more of a natural trail over to senior housing and the hospital area. And then the other one is part of the state grant monies and mixed with, of course, bond money too. And that will go from El Paso, 2nd Southwest, and go on up Dallas Street. And so we had an update on both of those. Both are in the works. We're at the beginning stages. The state has the part that they look at, which has to do a 30-60, then 90% before we can go out to bid on the one going up Dallas. The other one is donated money, so that one is getting close to being ready to go. Building insurance update. Of course, as you guys probably know, an ambulance ran into our awning outside, took that down. We got insurance money for that. And so we went ahead and just put up a regular awning because this used to be a bank, and we didn't need a triple drive-through. We only needed one area to do that, so we just put up a normal awning, took everything down. So there's some insurance money left over, and so we kind of discussed, do we want to put in new carpet in City Hall? Do we want to paint the building? And then it was brought up, well, do we really want to focus on getting back to Main Street? So there's some discussion back and forth as to what the council would like to do, what the administration would like to do. Main Street is a good, viable option for any city office because statistics show that when city offices are on Main Street, it significantly helps traffic flow on Main Street and businesses and that type of stuff. So you'll see in most cities that city offices are on the Main Street area. We'll see how that goes. There'll be some discussion back and forth. Love for your input on that too, what you guys think about those options. That would mean, if we did that, that would mean selling these buildings to a commercial entity for some type of retail space here on 59 Highway. But let us know your thoughts on that. We'd love to hear that. And also, then we had a planning's wanting us to spend a little bit of money just to help them update the subdivision code. We're getting a lot of requests for subdivisions and people looking at property in the Gravette area with the new bypass, which we expected. We have a good subdivision code, but it's lacking in a couple of areas, such as proper drainage and that type of stuff that we want to make sure we cover accurately. So they've looked at Garver Engineering Company for that. They specialize in planning and are currently working with several cities, including Johnson and Elkins. Just finished up over there. And so we're going to look and see if we can put a little bit of money towards that just to make sure that we have everything up to date and where it needs to be on our subdivision code. Other than that, then we went over some budget adjustments. And what I'd like to do for you guys is maybe next week we'll just do something that's all about money and just kind of walk you through exactly how money comes into a city, where it's at, where we're at financially, bank account, funds, etc., and kind of give you an update and let you know how all of that works. And then also with the City Hall remodel, we were able, fortunately, the city was able to pick up really inexpensively a bunch of the furniture that the Bank of Gravette got rid of, including a nice conference room table and some desks. So now everything in City Hall matches, and we'll show you some pictures of that. Looks really nice and was a way for us to get some stuff really inexpensively, thanks to the Bank of Gravette. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. And everybody, you have a good week.